Hey, beautiful souls, welcome in. I am bringing you another, whoever needs to hear this reading. It is sort of random. It will just come through the cards, and whoever needs to hear it, I do hope the message finds its way to you. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. I do hope you'll consider joining us by subscribing, and then also go back through the playlists and look at some of the individual zodiac readings that I've done. And for those of you who are returning and are already subscribers, thank you so much. Your response to the last whoever needs to hear this was really great. I mean, it didn't get a lot of views per se because I think I left that thumbnail very, very loosey-goosey. I was kind of sending it out as a trial balloon, but I got a lot of engagement. You all really replied and responded and communicated how it spoke to you. So thank you for that engagement. And now let's see if we can draw an even bigger response, because these are the messages I feel that really touch people the most. It is not date or time specific. I'm going to try to do these twice a month, mid-month and end of month. They're not really date or time specific, but when you have a lot of energy in the cosmos, that energy kind of finds its way in. We just saw Mars shift into its home sign of Aries, and normally that's like a 60-day transit. It's going to be 6 months, because it's going to move briefly out of Aries and then retrograde back in again. Mars, all about action, initiation, motivation. It's fiery, it's passionate, it's forward motion. And Aries represents the first house of self, of your identity. And so what you should do, if you want to know how it's going to impact you, where it's going to impact you, go to your natal chart and find where Aries is on that outside circle. Where is Aries on your natal chart? And then what house is it in? And that's the aspect of life that will be most likely impacted by you taking action and focusing your attention in that realm. Got it? Okay. I'm pulling some cards from Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's pull 3 and see if we can figure out what some messages might be that are coming through. Exchanging gifts. Why do I feel like that was in the last one too? Not for you. And poised. Okay. Exchanging gifts in this sense to me, card 27. 2 and 7 is 9. So we're coming through a lesson of some sort. It feels, because 10s are the completion and we reset to a 1. So 9s are really a lesson is wrapping up here. Exchanging gifts. This is so beautiful. It does feel to me like it's speaking to those of you who have been through, who are going through an awakening process, who are recognizing themselves as a light worker, a way shower, an empath. And it is a sense of exchanging gifts, of you really showing up, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Not for you, card number 6. This is about bringing some balance and turning away from something that is not any longer going to be able to meet your energy and your ascension, your vibrational level. So there's something here that's not for you. And that's just literally being able to look at it consciously and recognize that whatever it is that's not for you is keeping you out of balance at a number 5, right? Because this is number 6. So it is about achieving a sense of balance. And then the final card, 48, is poised. Poised. Look at her on that. It's hard for you to see, but she's actually on point like a ballerina, and she looks poised to completely ascend, to take flight with those beautiful wings, illuminated wings. I also want to mention, if you look at the coloring of the 3 cards out of this whole deck, there seems to be a progression here. I know it's hard for you to see, but I'm seeing sort of this, I want to call it baby pink, or it's something very soft. It seems a little bit more yin. Exchanging gifts. There's a nice flow there. We step into not for you, and we add a little bit of shades of gray and peach sort of beginning to hunker down and reassess what is not fitting, what doesn't belong in this picture. And then we get into these brilliant colors of peach and teal. It's just a beautiful progression. This feels almost like blast off. You know, when you see the sky behind the rockets, the that we launch into space, it feels like that kind of sky is in the background, the fire and the blue. I don't know. I'm just feeling like there's something there. So I'm going to leave it here so I can look at it. Going forward, and I will pull a card at the very end of the reading on the extended from the Magdalene Oracle. So you will get another Oracle card should you follow me forward. Oh, I don't need this anymore. So let's see where we go. I'm doing a modified Celtic Cross. This reading is not tied to anyone's zodiac sign. It is about the message that's coming through. If you're here watching and it speaks to you or you find value in it, then it's your message. Like I said, it's random. It's just what's coming through for those who are watching. The beautiful energies that show up here. So, the situation, little Page of Cups, message of love or apology. That's what the present energy is. What is crossing that? Chariot. Chariot came out in my morning. What I do in the mornings, I've said it before, but I'll say it here since it's a wider audience and not a zodiac sign specific audience, is when I wake up before I'm even fully coherent, I do a little spread for the energies I'm reading for the day. So in this case, I said, whoever needs to hear this, I'm not even fully awake. I haven't had the coffee. It's when I feel I'm best tied to my connection to higher dimensions and to my spiritual team. It's when I'm less defensive. Does that make sense? So this morning, the Chariot came out in the reading. I pull a main, like a underlying card, and then a 3-card spread. This card came out, and it was the 3rd card in the 3-card part. So this is what is crossing, and what that tells you here is that some message of love or apology is wanting to come forward, but the Chariot is a motion card. It's also meaning forward motion. It's also a card of victory, and we have to clarify it to see if it's moving or if it's stuck. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now I want to look at what is in the unconscious, like what's outside of your awareness. Hermit. Part of a solitary journey, something I feel like there's a certain amount of remoteness here. Someone is either, because this is your unconscious awareness, it feels to me like it's about something you can't make sense out of. Okay, it's just kind of simmering there underneath the surface, and you're not giving it a lot of conscious attention. So this is either you on this solitary journey of personal growth and self-awareness to some degree, or it is someone else that you are feeling is very remote, unapproachable, inaccessible, and you're not sure why. So we'll look at that. Virgo energy there, Cancerian energy in the Chariot. I will pull now your conscious goal here, what you're trying to achieve for whoever needs to hear this. Choosing the path, the 2 of Wands. So there's something here that involves you examining, looking out on the horizon, examining the paths before you and discerning which one of these paths is better for you than the other. This is not a question of right or wrong. You can't really make a mistake, but it is about trying to ascertain at this time, at this point, which is the better path for you. And that's not always easy. That's often harder. Okay, in the past, Queen of Pentacles. This involves life partner in the feminine form. It can be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That will be important to some of you. For the rest of you, this is the feminine archetype of life partner. Think about wife, live-in, longtime partner, someone you build a life with, someone that grounds you. It can be you in this energy, just FYI. It's also about self-care, taking care of yourself. Making sure that you're on terra firma, that you're on solid ground, that you've got everything that you need to pay attention to in your life on lock, that it's all tight and there are no loose ends, that you're really focused on yourself and how to move forward, because that's what you're going to be choosing to do. And then the forward energy, wow, look what's coming up in your immediate future here. This is part of the plan. Happiness and joy. So now we do have, for those who play the home game, we do have Virgo and Leo. We have more of that Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy in the Queen of Pentacles. Chariot is Cancerian energy. And we have more Wands and Cups in the Page and the Two of Wands. So let me clarify this for you. Let's see where we go. This definitely feels like poised, right? It feels like the poised card. It's something that you're working toward, choosing that path. What are you going to take action on? It feels kind of connected to Mars and Aries because of the fire and because of decision making and action taking. All right, let me get over here and do a little bit of moving the cards around. So first I want to look at the Page of Cups. Page of Pentacles, wow, and then I have to take this one because I grabbed both of them. So here's what I see. I see the situation is, for some of you, there is an opportunity here for messages of love or apology. It can be either, we'll know more when we get deeper into it, followed by another message of like a fresh start. It can be a message of love or apology about breadcrumbing somebody, right? Because the Page of Pentacles to me is often an offer that is not big enough, or that is just to keep you in the picture and to keep you in their sphere. You do know I read about relationships. That's what I feel is coming through here. I'm just going to say that now because I didn't say it at the beginning. So I feel like this message of love or apology is either about a message of love saying, I'd love a fresh start, let's move to calmer waters, or a message of apology for the breadcrumbing. See how that can work? So please apply it to your situation. This is a general reading for the collective of everybody. So you're going to have to know what's going on in your own life to see if it speaks to you. Yes, underneath the deck, absolutely. When I pull from under the deck, for those who are new, it is the unconscious energy bubbling up, much like this card here, something outside of your conscious awareness, but that it's guiding your behavior. The Lover's card, it's a card of choice. This whole reading is about choice. It's about choosing to move forward to calmer waters after some measure of needing to start over, or some apology for something not being more stable, or for somebody not being more available. See where I'm going with this? And it is about choice. We have choice here. This is about moving forward, so we're going to clarify that next. So I feel that the Lovers is here because underneath it all, whoever you are that needs this message, you're about to make a choice. You need to make a choice on whether you're going to accept this message of love or apology, or whether you're going to choose yourself. Hint, hint. Queen of Pentacles, self-care. That's in the past, so we're going to have to see. So now I'm going to clarify the Chariot, which is crossing all of this. The Chariot is about moving forward victoriously. Fast. It's fast moving energy unless it's blocked. Three of Cups. So for some of you, part of this message of love or apology is about asking for a fresh start and wanting to move to calmer waters and move on victoriously away from a third party energy. Endings and new beginnings. There you go. Yeah. So I am feeling that's Aquarius and Capricorn energy in that card. Lovers is Gemini for those who like to have that information. It doesn't always matter. But what I'm seeing here is what's crossing all of this before you make that choice, or right underneath what you're considering is moving on from a third party energy, endings and new beginnings. Now, the endings and new beginnings can be one of two things. It can be, see, I'm offering these two explanations on purpose because I've got a big audience. It can be moving on and ending, closing this out, closing out whatever the situation was totally, and choosing a path in a whole new direction toward your happiness. It can also be ending the chapter that involved a third party, accepting the apology and the fresh start, moving forward, choosing to move forward victoriously to a new beginning in the connection. So you have to know your own storyline because it's a general reading and not a private. I cannot fill in the blanks. But it feels very auspicious for someone here. It may have to do, okay, I'm taking both these cards underneath. This is coming from a divine masculine in the energy with King of Swords. So this is what's important to the story because it's all bubbling underneath. There's something to do with honor. Honor. This divine masculine. Is this divine masculine ready to move forward with honor and integrity? We have third party energy. So whatever that means to you, it can be anything. It doesn't always have to be a person or a cheating situation. A lot of us get that mixed up. What I'm trying to say is a third party can be anything that interferes with the forward motion of this connection, with the growth of the connection overall. It can be distance. It can be work. It can be family members. It can be addictions. It can be a lot of different things. So I just want to say that so you are thinking in your own life, what is this third party? And are we turning the page? And if so, there's high integrity here. King of Swords is very strategic. This is high-minded, very, very intelligent. The King of Swords is a person who lives by a code, usually found in the military or in the legal profession or law enforcement or judges or lawyers and, you know, all that. They are people who take an oath. So in this scenario, it could be that literal. You could say, oh my gosh, you know, my person is a lawyer, or my person is a police officer, or whatever, but or is in the military. So whatever it is, though, that's just the energy around the King of Swords. The problem with the King of Swords is that they're not always warm and fuzzy because they're so in their head. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Always thinking, always thinking, always thinking. So while I feel like there is some energy that's crossing you with regard to moving forward and ending a new beginning that involves a third party, what's playing a role here is someone who is really coming from their strategic mind. And that to me feels like the divine masculine. So they're literally now the divine masculine, the emperor here, embodies all the best or the worst aspects of all four kings. So it's interesting that both of these energies show up. What that tells me is at the present moment, this masculine is coming purely from their logic and reasoning. They're not down in the heart chakra. Okay, hermit energy, unconscious energy here. What's underneath for you, outside of conscious awareness, sort of like kind of what what you'd like to see happen, but you're not really kind of aware of. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. This card was in the morning reading too. Ten of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, life partnership, building a life with someone. And here, I'm just going to keep pulling. Feeling stuck, not knowing your next best step. I feel this is you. And overwhelmed on an emotional level. Very, very confused. Very confused. Yeah, King of Wands, I'll take that too. So what this feels like to me, guys, is for some of you, you will be Virgos. Just going to say you may be a Virgo. You may be dealing with a Virgo who you find this Virgo energy, I'm just going to say, is kind of hermit-like, very reclusive, does a lot of their processing on an emotional level, on, everything gets done in private. And then they come out with the lantern to kind of illuminate the path and to say, here's what I'm planning, or here's what I've learned, or here's what I'm thinking. And you don't get it until it's already all cooked. Okay, dinner's ready. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is about life partnership. And if you happen to be a Virgo or someone with Virgo prominently in your chart, then you've probably been thinking this all through outside of your conscious awareness about life partnership, not knowing the next best step. Kind of running it through your mind like I just described over and over again, feeling a little like unsure of how to move forward and overwhelmed on an emotional level. We have an 8 of Swords and a 7 of Cups. Those two cards, it's a lot of stuck energy because it's things that aren't clear and that you can't sort of figure out on your own, and yet you're not asking for help because you're in hermit energy. And underneath there is a King of Wands. Leo energy there as well. I mean, it's fire, so it could be Aries, Leo, Sag. We'll just keep it general like that. But I see the Leo over here. I see the Aries right here. We do have all the fire energy. I don't see Sag yet, but you get my drift. I feel like whoever this person, whoever you are, either feeling remote from, or you are cloistered and sort of shielding from your thoughts and your processing of how to move forward in building maybe a life with this person. Whoever that is has very strong magnetic pull. King of Wands, powerful, passionate, fully knows who they are, the kind of person whose energy is unmistakable. They walk in a room, it doesn't matter what they really look like. All eyes are on them because of the way they carry themselves. Maybe they have a booming voice, or, they just kind of they have a commanding presence. This is someone that's very highly attractive. In their lower vibration, they can be manipulative. They can be possessive. They can be controlling. I mean, we all have our drawbacks. So I do feel that this person is showing up in the energy of someone that, whoever you are, you're very attracted to. King of Wands doesn't have to be a male. It can be a feminine. It can be a female who is in the energy of the King of Wands. The difference between the king and queen: kings have extra swords, queens have extra cups. So the kings are always coming from logic and strategy and reasoning and their intellect and their thinking and their communication. And the queens are usually coming more from compassion and heart and empathy. I didn't make the deck, but it's just the way it goes. Okay. In the past, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very stable, life partner. Okay. We have an 8 of Cups in the past. Turning your back on drama. So for some of you, you turned your back on some drama and underwent a period of transformation. I'm going to say in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles as taking care of yourself. Like, this was just enough. I'm out. But in the, like, not being very fully aware that this transformation needed to take place, and that to some degree it would be a solitary journey. I almost feel like here in the past is when you whoever is watching that I'm speaking to, adopted the energy of the Hermit. Whether you're a Virgo or not doesn't matter. This begins the Hermit's ascent up the mountain. If you can see, turning the back on the Eight of Cups, it's unfulfilling. It could be dramatic. It could just be an emotional entanglement, something that no longer fulfilled you. And staying grounded in that Queen of Pentacles and saying, you know what, I got to put myself first, right? Oxygen mask on before you help your neighbor, and undergoing this energy of transformation. Something has to die off before something new can take its place. And we do see that sun in the background on the horizon, signifying that the dark days are almost over. That's how that feels to me. With regard to a Queen of Wands. So now there enters your third party. Possibly another Leo. I'm just going to say Aries, Leo, Sag to keep it loosey-goosey. Someone who was also very much in their power. Look at the little black cat at her feet. This is someone who can be mystical, hard to read, but very, very also in their power. Yeah, someone who takes no prisoners. Very creative people, highly passionate, again, just like the king. So I see a king and queen here, and I feel that has something to do with the third party from earlier. So now we're going to look at your conscious goal, what you're really trying to accomplish here, and how you'd really like things to look going forward. It's like, yeah, I'm choosing the path, making a choice. Oof. Perfect. And I almost feel like this not for you is this not for you here, where we started to get into the shades of gray. Feels like that's what I'm seeing here. Something that you, in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, male or female, doesn't matter, taking care of yourself, decided to turn your back on something that did not serve your highest good and undergo this transformation. And it does have to do with the Queen of Wands. Somebody who had some kind of hold on you by proxy is how that feels. Maybe not directly, but by proxy. And I feel like the King and Queen of Wands here are the couple. And I feel like the King of Wands here is also the King of Swords and like I'm seeing an energy shift. Feel the need to say that. I'm seeing energy, the same person almost shape-shifting in a way. And it's not for the worse, it's for the better. Because I'm seeing a sun. Two of Wands. Well. Look at who wants some passion. Reigniting the torch of passion. That's what you're going to decide about. Choosing the path. I mean, this is all lit up. This is the Mars and Aries energy coming through right now. Next 6 months, you'll be working on manifesting this. Yes, card of manifestation. What she said. 3, wow, from the 2 to the ace to the 3, right? Think about that, just numerologically. 2 plus 1, we get the 3. So this is definitely a work in progress. There is a reignition here of some inspired passion. You are choosing a path, but it's almost as if you're placing the order here and now the ships are coming in. This is part of your plan. I think it's a good plan, just so you know. It's part of the plan. Yeah, brand new day, leap of faith. Maybe into the unknown a bit, but it feels really good. And it is with regard to this message of love or apology. Cannot make it up, guys. There we go, more Leo energy. And it's all about your happiness. Wow, wow, wow. For some, the Leo will be important. For others, it won't. I do have a big contingent of people who watch that are involved with Leos, of course. It just happens to be. I mean, if somebody were to ask me, who watches your YouTube videos most? It happens to be Virgo Leo, so I'm just going to call it like that. But also Aquarius, you guys are showing up here too in the Fool. So that's a big comment there, that Fool energy. Really necessary. It gives your, oh, it's part of the poised, right? It's taking flight. That's part of what I was just thinking, right? It's almost like that moment of liftoff. There you go. So excited. Taking the leap of faith with that message of love or apology and bringing in the happiness. Wow. I'm like in a flop sweat. I love this reading. The sun. Where are you headed in the near future? Transformation. You've walked away from something that didn't serve you, taking care of yourself. Now you're placing the order with this inspired passion, utilizing the energy of Mars and Aries and calling in, manifesting this brand new beginning, a brand new day with somebody who offers you a message of love or apology. It's all connected here. That challenge, the crossing, is up here. And it has to do with, can you move on from the third party energy and really have a brand new beginning with this masculine, whoever's in the masculine energy. Woo. I'd say so. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Guys, I don't even want to touch that because yes, and there is reconciliation coming in underneath. Okay, I will take it. So this does feel like there's some reconciliation between you, whoever's watching, and this other person who was involved in, or may have involved you in, or you may have been party to a third party situation that you walked away from. That you were like, yeah. That is not how this is going to work. So I do feel that much of the storyline is pretty strong. What I'm going to do in the extended is I'm coming back to the original deck. I will be looking at advice for you based on all of this. External influences, that may be important because of the third party and this little Queen of Wands over here. We might need to find out if there's anything coming from the outside in that could impact all of this work going forward. Also a card for your hopes or your fears. It could kind of come out either way. And it's not always the easiest card to get clarity on, but we'll work on that together. And then the outcome or what you can expect going forward. And if timing is a factor, it will come out there. And again, I will pull some extra oracle from the Magdalene Oracle, which is a beautiful, beautiful spiritual deck that will really give you a sense of hope for how all this will go forward. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you more than you know. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will, the link to the extended is below. It's in the top 1 or 2 sentences in the description box. I'll be there in a second. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on the channel and in upcoming, whoever needs to hear this readings in the future. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye.